What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? I know this review is a whole day late. It's just I had shit to do yesterday and wasn't home, so and then I had to go to work today. So this is why rewatching the episode so I don't miss anything. But basically, this is How to Get Away with Murder, season 6, episode 8. I want to be free. Okay. Um, we went back to the old style, how it's a case and then it's real life of what's going on. So we technically going through two different storylines. Okay. And one of the storylines is with the kids and their final exam, and then the other one is with the governor. So I'm gonna do the governor in this trial first. Okay. So when the governor appears, it pops up and it says 1 week earlier. And this was before the final exam happened, at the school. So 1 week earlier, we have the governor on TV. She's giving this little press conference basically saying that, the conspiracy, she didn't have no conspiracy to commit murder. The conspiracy is against her. She feels as though Nate Leahy is doing all of this because of his grief and he's misdirecting his grief or whatever. I don't feel like he wants money from this and all that and woo, 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 and talking about Bonnie's name and all this stuff. At one point, you got Annalise meeting Bonnie up in the popping up on her in the garage talking like the governor knows your name now. She was like, okay, it's better that one of us manage this case because Nate was gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So it's better that one of us is doing it. And then she was like, who's gonna manage you? Okay. Listen, who the hell are you, Annalise? Like, you came back from this rehab, you scared acting, you filing restraining orders and all this stuff. She was like, bitch, did you not see all the stuff that's been going on with the Castillos and what they've been doing? Girl, ain't nobody trying to go through that. And she was like, this is my case. No, this is not for you, okay? It was like you wanted us to go out there and change the world and do this and do that and woo, woo, woo. So basically, Annalise wants to get her off this case so bad. But of course, Bonnie is going to be headstrong and she's not going to do it, okay? Because Annalise does not want anything else bad to happen and she just does not see anything good coming out of this case. Anybody taking it, okay, from their team, And so at this point, they're like, listen, so we gonna have to find some way to break this shit up. Mind you, while Annalise was talking to Bonnie, while old girl from last week that Xavier said keep an eye on and find me all the stuff that you need on Winterbottom, she was in the parking garage listening to them. I said, girl, that bitch gonna pop up later on in the episode too. So Frank and Annalise talking, and Frank bringing up the fact that Annalise got this past with Nate and all this stuff. She was like, bitch, you finna move on from Bonnie to Laura or whatever. You finna go back to Laura and all this stuff. Girl, they was just chopping each other heads off until they get to the part where they was just saying, we have got to get Bonnie off this case, okay? There is a clear conflict of interest, and we need to show that. And then he was like, well, she already filed the waiver for the conflict of interest because she was sitting down there. Her and Nate was looking at the press conference, and they brought the whole thing up about Bonnie, being with Ron or whatever during that press conference that the governor was saying, and at this point, she told Nate, listen, it's a conflict of interest. What I kept on saying, interest, okay? And if you want me to be your lawyer and then you don't, you can sign the waiver or not. And so he signed it. So she all to the good for right now, all right? Annalise said, go look into her phone records. I said, girl, what are you doing? Meanwhile, the kids over there at home trying to figure out what case is going to be she's going to pick out for her final exam and talking about their future and how they the lowest in the school and all this stuff. And then Asher just being Asher, Asher was a creep this whole episode. I really don't like Asher. Now, I liked him for the most part because he gave comedic purposes, but this episode really made me not like him. Like, for real, like, it's I don't like how they just making him just so desperate and pathetic. Like, move the fuck on. Quit pining over this girl that don't want you. She been playing you. She's treating you like your little lap dog. She only goes to you because she knows that she can get whatever she wants out of you and you will be on her side or whatever. You her yes man. Who wants that? But anyway, back at the court, the prosecutor, whatever, brings up this whole thing about the conflict of interest and that phone records. And then Bonnie was like, listen, Nate already know my relationship with him and all this stuff and this whole thing with Ron. He already already know that. So I already signed the waiver and it's all to the good. It was like, no, not with Nate, but with the phone records between Ron and Ron's mother. And she was like, ain't this about a bitch? At this time, Tegan comes into the courtroom, and then Ron's mama get up on the stand, and she was basically like, at the time, I really thought that she was really here for me, and that she really thought my son was an innocent person or whatever, and in my time of grief, I needed somebody to talk to and to, share my pain with, and I thought she would be the one. And I don't know why the hell she doing this. Bitch, you a sick bitch. I said, oh, you's a sick person. Don't let nobody call you a sick person, because that hits a little bit different. I was like, Bonnie sat there and took it. Okay, they was like, any questions for the witness? Bonnie said no, because I don't see how this is relevant to the case. And then it was like, it's a clear conflict of interest, so therefore I agree with the prosecutor. Either Nate, you're gonna have to drop this suit or find you another lawyer. Tegan said, bitch, I'll take it. And whatever conflict of interest, bitch, it ain't none for us. You can try that shit, but it ain't gonna work. I said, go off, Tegan. No, okay? She said, bitch, I'm ready. I said, girl, what happened with the Castillos? Okay? Castillos. I hate Rock so much for putting attention. Oh, ever since she brought attention to that, like 2 reviews ago, to the way that she pronounced Castillos. It takes me out. I be sitting here listening like, yeah, Rock's right. But anyway, at this point, Frank was like, look, good news. Well, Bonnie off the case, but listen, Tegan back. She was like, damn it, bitch. So we got Nate and Bonnie and Tegan meeting up after this whole thing. So they trying to transfer all the information to Tegan. And what they had planned was to put the governor on the stand first. Tegan like, no, girl, let's put the bottom of the barrel down, the grunt, okay? We need to get the mean Officer Gladden on the thing. And then they was like, no, because we offered her immunity. Bonnie had offered this girl immunity. And at this point, she didn't get it because Bonnie had got fired. So they trying to figure out what's going on with that. And then they was like, what happened to this whole thing about you being scared, Cora and all this stuff? Why you on the case? She was like, Cora is on an assignment overseas, with a whole bunch of security guards. So she good. Okay. And I'm about to take this case or whatever. And then at this point, that's when Nate was like, look, here's a photo of the governor's car outside of Ron's house, October 25th, a few days right before my father was killed. Okay. So she was like, Meanwhile, back at the law firm, you got the kids. Oliver come up in there. Michaela over there looking at Gabriel. He flirting with the other black girl that's in the classroom. The other stuck up girl just like Michaela. Okay. And she all up in her feelings about it. Asher calls her out on it, and I'm like, Asher, get over it, okay? And so at this point, Oliver comes in with their letters, that they wrote to, their essays that they wrote to get into the school. He hacked the system, trying to remind them, you wanted to work with Ruth Getters, what's her name? God damn, y'all know RGB, okay? Yeah, you wanted to work with her, and you wanted to Ruth, okay, the Supreme Court Justice. God damn, I forgot her last name. Ruth Gator Greensburg. Girl, whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about, and it's no offense. It's just, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Girl, I came home from work and came straight to this computer so I can go ahead and give y'all this review because I was like, I delayed y'all long enough. Oh my God, then it took so long to get home. I'm so sorry. But anyway, and you know how Oliver wanted to do something, not Oliver, but Connor wanted to do something with the activists of LGBT and stuff like that. And Asher wanted to be a circuit judge and all this stuff and whatever. And so, they going over that and they looking into what's going on in Annalise's office. Annalise and Tegan in there talking and was like, let me tell you something, girl, you ain't gonna win this. She was like, way to have my bum back, friend. I said, girl, they really friends. I wish they just, anyway, we're not gonna do that. But she was just saying, what about Cora and all this whole information and stuff? She was like, listen, I'm not scared or nothing. I got over that hump. And at this point, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on. She was like, girl, tell me. She was like, nah, I can't. She was like, well, you open up the floodgates, girl. I tell you my drama. You tell me yours. She was like, you know how my family passed away. You know what I'm saying? In a plane crash. And you know how I dealt with that. I dealt with it in some type of way. Never really said what type of way she dealt with it. All she said was Jorge helped her out with it. And she said she is tired of men putting her under, she was under his thumb, and she was tired of being under men's thumb. So therefore, this is why she's taking this case, and she's trying to get the governor, trying to fight back, against everybody. Okay, she wanted to be, wearing the crown for real, okay. And Elise was like, well, you do what you gotta do. At least now I ain't gotta, cancel my date. She was like, oh, so you still fucking around with Robert? I said, oh, you can disguise it all you want to, Tegan, but you a little jelly. And Elise was like, now who jelly now? I said, girl, she is gonna tap her. I said, don't tap her like that unless you really finna tap that ass. Okay, please don't do that, cause Tegan like that shit. Cause bitch, I liked it too. Anyway, moving on from that. Robert is Annalise took like 15 years to make this salad, this garden salad that she was making. Okay, and he was asking basically why she wasn't the one doing the case, and why is it that she want the case to fail. And she was like, listen, it comes a time that I just need to learn how to step the fuck back. Okay, he was like, you sure it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that Nate is your ex? I mean, his picture all over the internet. She was like, no, girl, that ain't it, okay? That's, sir, it's not it, all right? I just gotta know when to step back, know when to take my losses, okay? Know when stuff is winnable, and this is not winnable, okay? It is what it is, all right? They vibing. I'm still not really sold on Mr. Robert, but we gonna see. Then you got Bonnie over there taking down her little murder board or whatever, trying to get all the information to send to Tegan. And then here comes Frank in there. I said, she hugging all up on his chest and stuff like that. And I was like, could y'all please just go away? Come to find out, after all that arguing and back and forth about who gonna be put on the stand first, they went on ahead with the original plan to put the governor on the stand, asking her, do you know Ron Miller? No, I come across a lot of people, but I can't say for sure that I know him. So you never showed him or expressed, some stuff about Mr. Nate Leahy's case or whatever, and or expressed, how embarrassed you felt that Annalise embarrassed you at the Supreme Court. She was like, first of all, I remember anybody being embarrassed, okay? And I know I wasn't embarrassed, okay? First of all, I have to be embarrassed. I said, okay, girl, I feel you on that one, but you lying, okay? Because that's why you doing all of this shit. And then she was like, but no. And then, Tegan started asking about the cars and, how many government issue cars do you have? She said, I have one official one, but I have access to a few others, if need be. And was like, this your car right here. Can you explain why this car is outside Ron Miller's house on October 25th? And she was like, girl, I can't. And then it was like, that's all, Your Honor. The prosecutor get up and said, listen, what about this A name Paige? Okay, you had some issues with her. I object. No, girl, keep on going. I'm finna show a timeline, okay? And you was like, listen, bitch. Paige had some issues. She out of the country, so she can't come and testify. But Paige been known to sign out her car, and she was over there October 25th. She signed the car out. So she say to meet up with a boyfriend that was in the same area, coincidentally, okay? And so at this point, the governor played it cool too. She was like, for real? I did not even know that. I said, you better play that face. And then, she gets off the stand. And at this point, the way that she was looking and that little smirk she gave Nate, I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. And Annalise was like, I told your ass this was not going to end well. Like, y'all not going to win this shit. She is playing y'all, okay? And at this point, it was like, I can tell you a way that you need to win. Put Bonnie on the stand, okay? Put Bonnie on the stand. Let her tell the truth because she knows, all right? And we have to remember that at this point, Bonnie still really does think that Ron is the one that did all of this too. He had some dealings with this for the most part because Nate even and at least they know the truth, and Frank, but they never told Bonnie, all right? Or, Nate kind of know the truth, but he's not believing it. He still heavily thinks that Ron did it, okay? But they was like, no, his mama got up there and testified against her and all that stuff. That's gonna make a, slight judgment of her character. They was like, that ain't gonna do shit. Just let her get up there. I said, don't put Bonnie ass on the stand, please don't. Back at the law firm, Michaela acting all weird around Gabriel, and then finally they talked, and he was like, basically trying to see if she good, and if are you sure that you're going you didn't get back with Asher, because I could feel him burning holes in my head. And this motherfucker just sitting there looking at him like this. I said, it's just disgusting. Okay, but it's getting beyond pathetic, and it's getting very psychotic at this point, obsessive. Okay, and he was like, well, and I should say, Michaela said, basically, I dead ass was serious when I said that I was not trying to be after nobody and that I'm trying to be single. He was like, I mean, are you really though? Because from what I heard, ever since you got here, each year you had a dude or whatever. So you claim to be this independent feminist woman, but you always with somebody, whatever. It's kind of hypocritical. Of course, she gets in her feelings. Of course, he brings up the daddy issues. I don't have daddy issues. I said, you got daddy issues, mommy issues, can't find a straight man to save your life issue. You got all of that type of issues, okay? You know, um, so of course Peyton, that's her name. Peyton comes over there. You saw that little look that she gave her, like, it's time to study, partner. I said, girl, rub it in, huh? And so of course Asher want to know what's going on, what happened, or whatever. And she wouldn't tell him, okay. And then back at the courthouse though, they actually did put Bonnie on the stand, all right, asking all these questions about Ron's and how you feel like, all of a sudden that you feel like he's the killer and all this stuff, but you dated him. And I love Ron. I did this, but I just had my suspicions because somebody told me the truth about what happened. Well, it's like, oh, is this a fake person that you made up or whatever? It was like, no, if you give this person immunity that I was trying to give this person before I got fired from the FBI, before you got fired from the FBI from forging some stuff, it was like, listen, if you want this person to appear because this person's life will be in danger and her family, you need to give that person immunity and she can show up. I'm up here doing this stuff for justice, the same thing that you need to be doing. So if you want this person to appear and you want this testimony, whatever, you could grant immunity. Okay? So they go back to the room and we see Anna, Bonnie and, Tegan high-fiving each other. Bitch, it made me feel some type of way. When I seen Bonnie was like this, she was like, and when Tegan and her high-five, she was like, I said, girl, I ain't never seen Bonnie like that before. It kind of, you remember on Addams Family Values when Wednesday actually smiled and they was like, at the camp. That's how I felt when Bonnie smiled. I said, girl, okay, so basically Gladden is gonna get the immunity. They giving her the immunity. She can get up there and testify, whatever. And so Frank had to tell Annalise. Annalise said, you got to do what you got to do to make this shit not happen, because Frank threatened her and told her to tell Bonnie that it was Ron who ordered the hit. Try to lie, and so he's gonna go out there and do what he got to do. Asher comes up into Michaela's room because Michaela up in there. Let me just tell you this. Michaela was creeping on the Peyton's little Instagram, or yeah, and was like, you're just a rebound. I said, bitch, you're jealous. You're jealous. You fucked that up, okay? You jealous. You the one that cheated on Asher. I mean, cheated on Gabriel with Asher of all people, okay? Mind you, you cheated on Asher with Marcus from Scandal, and then y'all broke up. Then you got with Gabriel, who you cheated on Gabriel with Asher. Like, what? Stay single, girl. You need a man in your life every time. You one of those? That's what Gabriel was trying to say. Okay? And then Asher all of a sudden just comes into her room. No, knock, just opens up the door. And I was like, she could have been there bucket ass naked playing with herself or whatever. And you just interrupted her privacy. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he turned, and this whole scene just made me, it made me feel the type of way. He turned into frat boy Asher. Like how he probably was when he was in the frat, and probably how he got in trouble with that Tiffany girl, because he opened that door without her permission. He's getting all up in his feelings because all of a sudden he want to show his macho-ness, because of what happened with Gabriel calling Michaela a hypocrite and all this stuff. But Michaela had to take up for Gabriel for a second and was like, you know what, we actually fucked him over because he the one that came here to find out information about his father, and we the one that was snooping on him and doing all this other stuff. And at this point, this motherfucker took it upon himself to kiss her. She was like, listen, back up. I said, that was assault. That was assault, if you ask me. Bonnie is on her way home, so she on the phone with Annalise. Annalise calling. She was like, I heard what happened. You had a little victory and all this stuff. She was like, you calling to rub it in or whatever. No, girl, I'm calling about you and Frank. He told me what's going on between y'all. And she was like, so what? You calling to try to get involved? No, I'm just trying to see whatever it is that you want. At this point, you know what? I just don't know what I want right now. Why she talking? Oh girl, that was that stalking Annalise and Winterbottom pulled up next to her and she in there configuring something because next thing you know, Bonnie brakes don't work. She didn't tap into the electrical system and everything and now the brakes don't work. And she winds up in the hospital and Frank and Annalise sitting there waiting. And Annalise like, listen, why don't we just turn ourselves in? Because at this point, it's like whatever we do, we can't win. And I'm tired of fucking running. Mind you, Frank was on his way to go threaten Gladden to not get the to testify or whatever. But of course that didn't happen because he had to go to the hospital. Baby, when the doctor come out there, she was like, I was here when she came to the emergency room. He said, listen, just tell her is she dead or not? I said, damn, Frank. So, Oliver and Connor had a little scene together. Girl, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry, we don't care. Okay, woe is me. So they get back to the hospital and they find out that Bonnie has like this little brain bruise, little bruise on her brain, on her bone or whatever in her head, and it's a little cranial injury. So, they want to keep an eye on her, keep her overnight or whatever, see if her pressure go up, if it start bleeding or anything like that. And so, they trying to make sure that is good. And then Annalise and Frank comes out of the room and sees Tegan and Nate. Frank goes right to Nate and was like, you know what, you happy now that you get your justice? Let me tell you something, you putting her through all this shit right about now and you don't get to hurt her, okay? She already had to go through this with Ron and everything else. What you gotta do else, okay? I said, ooh. You know what? I would like to see both of them fight each other, but it's not gonna happen. But Annalise called Frank off, and then they was in the stairwell. She was like, "You know what, Frank? You was right. Okay, we gotta tell the truth. That's what we gotta do." Next thing you know, we see Frank over there talking to Gladden on the street and basically telling her, "You better tell the truth." Oh, I can't tell the truth. I know what I said the other time, but he was like, "I know what I told you to say the other time, but this time I want you to get up on that stand and I want you to tell the absolute truth. And I don't give a fuck who you think gonna come after you because bitch, I come after you first. I'll kill your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your husband, and your goddamn son, okay? And anybody else around your ass, all right?" I said, "Oh, Frank, I like Bad Frank. Bad Frank was kind of." And y'all know I ain't never said that about him. But I was like, Brad Frank, that did something to me. But anyway, so she gets on the stand. You got Tegan up there asking about what's going on, asking the regular questions. You was there. Nate, you said that he stabbed you with the pencil and all that stuff and woo woo woo. Were you told to lie about this inquest and all this stuff? She froze up. At first she was answering all the questions and at first it was flowing well, but then when it got to that about did you was told to lie about this inquest, baby, mama froze up, and Tegan just kept on pounding and asking the question like 15 different ways, and she was like, "It wasn't the governor, okay? It wasn't Ron. It was Xavier, Castillo, okay? He the one that told us to do it, and Ron didn't have nothing to do with it. I mean, Ron was trying to find a way to move the transportation up earlier, but Xavier found out about it and he changed the plan. So of course Nate is in his feelings and everything, and we see that the whole conversation that Annalise had with Frank was that we need to change this story. We need to go ahead and put the truth out. That's what we need to. It's gonna affect Bonnie, but Bonnie is strong enough to handle it now. Okay, and so that's what wound up happening. She exhibited a little bit of remorse on the stand. I helped kill somebody and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And I was like, ugh, of course Nate went here for the shit. So basically, with Gladden's testimony, they found that Ron didn't have anything to do with it. It was a wrongful death suit, whatever. So they awarded Nate with $10 million. He said hell no, because the stipulation was they can't come after the governor or anybody else no more with this case. And Tegan was like, "What you gonna do?" He said, "We ain't stopping until we get Burkhead, okay, the governor." And so at this point, they doing this press conference about the case and everything, and Bonnie sees it the kid sees it after Oliver then brought them some puppies or whatever to calm them down. Okay, and then Frank goes in there and tells her the truth. And of course, Bonnie is over it. You got Robert on the phone giving Annalise some encouragement, like, yeah, boo, I know you said you ain't want no involvement in it, but I'm pretty sure that I know you said that they might lose this, but I got a feeling that you was involved in it and all that stuff. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's a slight victory, but it's not over until we get the governor. That's what's going on. And that was the end of that case. Now, what was going on with the final exam, it brings us up to the present, okay? They said, you know, Annalise had the kids, gave them this packet. Their final exam was going to be a case of Snow White killing her stepmama. And basically, they had 10 minutes to review whoever was to come up, 10 minutes to review the packet, the case study. And whoever comes up with the best defense strategy will get that $64,000 check that nobody got last semester that was first introduced last season, right? And so she's being charged with conspiracy to commit murder, saying that the dwarf saw her, push and kill the stepmama, okay, over a cliff. And so, basically manipulate the doors to do this, okay? And so each person has to get up there, do a strategy. Nobody can repeat the strategy. Whoever gets the best one, get the money, okay? So the first one is Gabriel. He said he's want to use the strategy of Snow White, putting her on the stand because she's likable, whatever. And Elise said, but you can't control what the people may say or what she may say. So that's a strike. Then Asher uses the strategy telling her to plead guilty, offering some immunity. She'll plead guilty for an immunity deal. And it was like, well, that's not going to work because one of the dwarfs already, took the immunity deal, and that's how they got the evidence against her. And then, he was like, we can argue that she's a victim of male toxicity, and it was either kill or be killed. That didn't work. Then Michaela said we can find another suspect, which could be the king, okay, or her husband. She's framed because of power. And then Annalise was like, no, that's circumstantial evidence or whatever. And Michaela was like, well, people can think that, believe that the husband probably did it, which is the king. So no. Then Connor wants to put the conspiracy charge itself on trial. And he was just basically saying this is free speech, and that the dwarf is an adult, not a child. So he wasn't forced to do something. They chose to do this out of free will, and then they gave an example like of Charles Manson. He was convicted on a conspiracy to murder, even though he didn't technically murder nobody, but he put out that information to get murdered, But it was like, the reason why he got convicted was because he had an arrest record, but Snow White has an unblemished record. But then Annalise was like, listen, none of y'all got this shit right, okay? Peyton was like, after all these strategies, you mean to tell me nothing? She said no, because none of y'all got the one thing. I can't just give y'all something and not have a trick up my sleeve, right? Okay, she said she still thinks that Snow White is guilty from y'all defense. And the trick was the queen did it. And then Asher was like, oh my God, the queen was the one who did it. She framed her death and, she faked her death and framed Snow White because they said that the dwarf pushed her over, but nobody ever found the body. And Annalise was like, yes, we faked the death. Baby, then it goes to Annalise going home and she turning into Juliana or whoever the fuck that was on that phone, and VIP results up there telling her what she needs to do. You need to delete all your data. Okay, you need to get your money and your passports, and then you need to go downstairs and you get in this car and they're gonna find your ass. And I said, bitch. Then they're gonna go back to the president of what happened. Okay, somebody killed somebody and it just ain't Annalise. We already knew that Annalise ain't dead. Okay, but who y'all think it is? If it is somebody, y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I will see y'all later. Once again, I apologize for being late. Okay, I will be on time for the mid-season finale next week. For real, for real. Peace.